What is going on, gang? In a new location. I'm in my basement, actually. So, happy Saturday night. Hope you're all doing well. Just got down here. It's changing my office because I'm about to get my house torn up, my addition put on. So, my office is becoming my new baby room. So, I'm in the basement now for a little while. So, I just got on after kind of being offline most of the day. Texas Buckeye, I hope you're feeling better, man. I hope your eyes are doing well, my man. I got the Royal Rumble on here on the side too. So, but welcome to what's up. Shout out to the chat, 161 Mafia, Aiden, Sunil, T Drake's in the house. What is good? Yeah, LASIK. My dad had LASIK, so make those days be better, man, for you. Anthony's in the house. Who else? T Drake. We got some of the gang here. All right. Apple TV. If anybody has Peacock, the Royal Rumble's on there for free. 4 trains in the house. Tomorrow's the Eagles versus the 49ers. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be kind of crazy. I just got to catch my breath. Moving furniture for the past 2 hours. I didn't check anything online. I got the MLB app too. What else we got here? 4 Trains Express in the house. No kidding, 4 Trains. Exactly. Baseball's gonna stop worrying again. More friggin' TV deals. Again, yes, we're about the fans, dude. We're the ones that pay for their bloated salaries, their ridiculous profits. You know. So amen to that, brother. What is good, man? Hey, T Drake, what's up, man? Apple TV, Chris Schmidt's in the house, George Mejia's in the house, Steve Levine's in the house. What's good, man? Agent Bill Stoll's in the house. What is good? All right, my gang. Anthony Lipari. San Francisco versus Cincinnati. I think the Eagles are going to beat the Niners tomorrow. I actually think it's going to be Eagles versus the Cincinnati Bengals. If the Eagles play the Chiefs, I think the Eagles win. If the Eagles play the Bengals, I think the Bengals might actually win. They didn't win last year, but you never know. Hello. What's up, Ryan Beck? What's good, baby? Yeah, Waka's seeking a 2-year deal. I mean, I did a video yesterday about the top free agents for next year. I don't know if you guys saw it and gals saw it, but I want to just chat about that a little bit. I want to see what you think. What you think of the next 2 or 3 guys to be called up by the Yankees. I mean, my 3 guys are going to be Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, and I think Spencer Jones. It's going to be my next 3 guys to get called up. So I want to know what you think. Wow, somebody's got the Niners beating the Eagles, man. Ooh. My Super Bowl prediction is going to be Cincinnati Bengals versus the Eagles. Who would I put in left field? Brian Reynolds. But I think they're going to go another route. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm still the opinion they could get Reynolds as possible. They're going to bring in somebody. Cashman's not done. Despite what so many people say, he's not done. So I'm not sleeping on it. Look, Debo, you got McCaffrey. Even with their new quarterback, Brock, I mean, what is he playing? 5 games? He took over for Jimmy Garoppolo week 14 or something like that. He's getting better every week. But, I mean, I give it to the Eagles, the number 1 pass defense in all of football. Their defense is just ridiculous. So this is going to be Brock's biggest test of the year. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Eagles' offense is nothing to be laughing at either, even though Jalen Hurts is coming off an injury too. So, I don't know if he's going to be 100%, but they have plenty of offense. So it's going to be, at the end of the day, I think the Eagles pull it off. Super Bowl, I don't know. No. Yeah. For those of you that watch wrestling, the Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes just won the Royal Rumble. Dude, Sunil, get your ass out the left field. If you can make it $15 an hour, man, get out there and play, man. We need you, bro. We need you. Okay? Come on. Volpe, no doubt about it, man. Dude, Ryan. Burrow, Chase, that combination's crazy good, man. Crazy good. Now, I'm not sleeping on Travis Kelce tomorrow too from Kansas City. Devonta Smith from the Eagles. Like, there's so many dynamic offensive players on every one of these teams that I think it's gonna be good football tomorrow, one way or the other. My three guys are gonna be Volpe, Spencer Jones, and okay. So you're not including Austin Wells. Okay. The Volpe, I think, is inevitable. I think it's going to happen like probably in, I don't know, maybe June or something like that. I don't know if he's going to start with the team. I think he needs more seasoning at AAA. But you never know. You never know. I don't think he's going to take over, what do you call it, shortstop from Oswald Peraza. I don't think that's going to happen. And I'd love to have him at second base and then Volpe and Peraza there for the next decade, but we'll see. Nick Sedita, what quality pitcher would you trade? So this is an interesting point. Okay, you would trade Volpe for an quality pitcher or Reynolds. What pitcher would you trade him for, Nicholas? I'd personally be hesitant to move him for Reynolds. I would move Jason Dominguez first because it's the same position. So they would be helping them replace Ryan Reynolds. We'd be bringing in Ryan Reynolds. But what pitcher would you move Volpe for? Would it be somebody like Corbin Burns? I'm really curious, actually. I mean, they offered him last year for Juan Soto, and the Nationals said no, they didn't like Volpe. They also offered him for Ohtani. I'm like, okay. So Agent Bill Stoll. All right. Somebody. Oh yeah. Sunil, he better than Hicks. Yeah. Nicholas, I want to know who you're thinking, man. I'm really curious. So I appreciate that. You pass unless you make room for SO. Who's SO? Who am I missing here? SO. Anybody know who SO is? I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but so have Machado or Ohtani. I don't think. Oh, let's Shohei Ohtani. Okay. I think Machado's probably going to cost about 2/3 of what Ohtani's going to cost. I think Ohtani's probably going to be the first player to beat Trout's contract. So Machado's going to be 31. Ohtani's going to be 29. So, I mean, still going to be forming one way or the other. And I think they need to give Andres Chaparro a shot and let him see if he's the real deal. If he's not, then I could see, going for Machado. And I could see Josh Donaldson maybe being motivated this year if he's not traded, which I don't think he will be, because he has a $16 million option or $6 million buyout. Does he really want to just forfeit $10 million? I don't know. Maybe he's going to be motivated to play a little bit better, but we'll see. So Brock Purdy, man. He's shown me something, man. He's really shown me something. Chief, dude. I mean, I love Travis Kelce, Anthony. Mahomes is ridiculous. So I think he's got him and Josh Allen have the two best arms in the NFL. I think. Yeah, smash that like button, gang, if you don't mind. Smash that like button. It's greatly. We try to get over 100 likes if we can on the Saturday night videos, but I appreciate that. Fortrain, private chat me so I can send you the link. I just saw your message, man. I'm sorry. I didn't have my online, so I was moving furniture down to the friggin' basement. So, because I lost my office upstairs for a while. Brock Purdy, man, I'm telling you. Brock Purdy's showing me something. This reminds me of when Nick Foles took over for Carson Wentz a few years ago and led the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Like, I didn't think that was going to happen, but he did. It was just fantastic for the last, whatever it was, second half of the season. He calls the stadium Kansas City Burrowhead. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, look, Ohtani had a shot. The Yankees were in on him. And I think you're right, Jonathan. I mean, he had a shot to come to the Yankees, and he didn't. He stayed out west. And, and that's totally fine. I do think the Dodgers are going to be favorites, but I made this point yesterday that my sleeper team is going to be the Seattle Mariners. I don't think they're done bringing big pieces in. I actually thought they were going to get Aaron Judge. But I was wrong there. But I could see them going for a guy like Ohtani. You put him, whether it's in the offense with that team, whether it's in the pitching rotation or both of them, you put him behind Castillo, Robbie Ray. I mean, that's a whole different ballgame for Seattle. That really puts him. That could put him over Houston. And I think that's the type of move that they're going to need to make, to get him at that level. You know what I mean? So I see it, man. I really see it happening. So. Maz, where'd you DM me? DM me here. Just put the private message in the chat here, dude. On the private chat. Because I don't have my internet on in front of me or anything like that, and I'll get you the link. Yeah, you can put him behind you. Exactly. I mean, think about that piece that he would be for the Mariners. Like, oh my God. So to me, the Dodgers and Mariners are my two favorites. Now, I think, yeah, I mean, well, if Seattle's not willing, I mean, you make a fair point, Ryan. If Seattle's not willing to pay Judge, I don't know if they're going to be willing to pay for Ohtani because he's going to cost more than Judge, probably by $100 million. So, I have a Yankees backdrop that I haven't put up yet. I have to, you see up here, the beams up here. I have to attach them to the beams and drop them down. So my next live stream next Saturday, I'll have my backdrop up. So, and it is a drone flying over the old Yankee Stadium. If you guys haven't seen it, it's pretty dope. So that's going to be that's going to be the backdrop. So, Texas, you bring up a good point too. I mean, I think he's going to, honestly, I think he's probably going to cost, if you're talking about a ton, I think he's going to cost $450 million. And Trout got what, $425? But for 13 years, I mean, he was signed. I mean, again, I still think Trout is a franchise player in Anaheim. And even though they're not selling the team now, I think Ohtani is going to be moving on to a team that's probably more consistently a winning team. So, I don't think it diminishes his stats or diminishes Trout's stats. Trout's a first ballot Hall of Famer, like right now. He could retire now and go to the Hall of Fame. But, that's going to be a ways away. But I do think Ohtani stays out west. I don't think he goes to the Mets, even though the Mets will probably put out some ridiculous offer. So, and the other thing about the Mariners, the owners, some of the owners that own Nintendo, and they have a huge Japanese market, and they are ridiculously rich. So think about the market he would, remember, Ichiro was a mainstay in Seattle. He tripled their market. Ohtani would do the same thing. So Profar, Aiden, I don't know, man. I don't know, to be honest with you. They don't have this. They don't have the payroll to get him right now, so they're gonna have to move somebody. So, yeah, Kenneth. I mean, they had a shot to get him, and it was, and I honestly, I don't think the Stanton contract precluded them from getting him, but one way or the other, he's got 5 years, $150 million left after 2023, so he's gonna get more than that. Manny Machado, there's no doubt about it. If he plays well again. Yeah, Fortrain, DM me on here because I can't get on IG. You know the private chat here? Sometimes you hit me up on a private chat. I can't get on IG right now, Fortrain. But I mean, yeah, I mean but Stanton's been, he averages over 100. I mean, over 30 something home runs a year. So even with injuries and stuff like that, it still averages out to like 30 something home runs a year. And he's got 378, so he needs 122 home runs to get to 500. And that'll be a huge milestone. That's generally the benchmark for Hall of Fame. And he's done it clean, and that would be really, really cool. I would love to see him and Judge get to 500 while being teammates. So Judge is a little bit further away. Stanton's obviously closer, but it would be kind of cool if they both got 500 here. So chicken parm, baby. What's good, man? Dude, I had chicken parm hoagie yesterday, man. Oh, so good. So good. I don't think Trout was ever going to get traded soon. I don't know who made that ridiculous rumor up, but I don't think he was ever going to be traded. And he never asked to be traded. We know that. That is completely baloney. Trout got 426.5. Okay, I think it was over 13 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, great. I mean, Cody was number 30 that came in. The guy that he eliminated was the first one. He was in that ring for over an hour. The general, whatever his name is. But Hayden too, yeah. Oh, Ichiro's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's eligible after 2024, I think it is. If Ohtani wants to stay in California, yeah. Hayden, exactly. I mean, think Seattle will be a good fit for him too. And then that team will be further along and better than the Angels will be. So now the Mets have to win a World Series first, Shruggy. So I agree with this. I agree with this. Oh. Yes, O'Neill. Yep. Cole, Judge, Stanton, Rodon, Trout, and then USA. Got that right, baby. Yeah, I mean, The Rock didn't join Royal Rumble. Neither did Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I was really hoping to see these guys. Maybe they'll come up somewhere else in the bout. So who knows? So yeah, before training the it says private chat. You DM'd me, you messaged me on this before, the StreamYard. I mean, if you're on it yourself, to the right hand side, you'll see private chat, brand banners, comments. You should see it. Rizzo won't be. Yeah, I mean, so Rizzo's got 2 more years here, and then I think he'll be done after that, at least in New York. I think they're going to have some other guys in mind, whether it be Spencer Jones as a new first baseman or Austin Wells if he doesn't stay as a catcher, or this Japanese guy who's already been touted as like the Japanese Babe Ruth. So there's some people in the pipeline or they're being thought of. So Chicken Parm, I think Spencer Jones makes it to the majors before Dominguez, but would I be surprised if Dominguez also made it around the same time? No, I mean, he keeps performing well, and he struggled with his first, start at Double A, but then he went to the Double A playoffs, and then he was like tearing the cover off the ball. So he's still showing a high ceiling, man. He still has things to work on his development, but I think Spencer Jones from Vanderbilt, and generally those guys are not far from the major leagues. So I did not see Raw Triple X, unfortunately. I would have loved to have seen it. I would take Profar and Chafin. Oh yeah, I mean, if you could, you could. I mean, would I be upset if they got Matt Moore? No, I would be fine with Matt Moore too. Chafin's going to cost more expensive, I think. Aaron Nola's a free agent after 2023. He's one of the guys that I mentioned in my video yesterday. It's going to be a pitching heavy free agent class next offseason, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Yeah, I could see that Ryan Beck. I mean, the Rizzo deal could be with that guy, Murakami. I think his name is something Murakami, or like somebody like a Spencer Jones or somebody like that. So, what does winter ball look like? I mean, I'm seeing some stuff. I'm seeing some footage from it. So, the World Baseball Classic's coming too. So, winter ball is generally good for the Latin players, national Latin players. Kershaw, I would pass on Kershaw, Benji, personally. Yeah, I mean, Peter. I mean, Stanton's got to play sport. He's got to play occasional outfield. He stays healthier, but I still think they need to have the right depth pieces so that guys like Stanton, Judge, or they can all have at least a day off every week. Even if they only play 135, 140 games, they'll stay healthy. Like I said, I'd rather them get a consistent one day off a week rather than play until they get hurt and then overdo it and then missing weeks and weeks and weeks. I'd rather them just get consistent rest. You know what I mean? So, exactly, Beck. It's something like that. Something like that. Do I think franchise, bro? I appreciate it too, man. Thank you, brother. Do I think we trade Glaber, Benji? If they want to get a piece back in a trade, then yes. He has the most trade value on the team. And they're fielding calls now on IKF. Teams are calling them. They're actively shopping Torres, Hicks, and Donaldson. So which is good. But Torres has the most trade value. IKF has some, but not as much as Torres. So if they want to get a good piece, then they got to move Torres. Let me see something here. Let's see. Train, take a look in the comments, bro. Take a look in the comments. This is for Train. There it is, bro. IKF got arbitration. Yeah, you got arbitration. It's final year of arbitration. It's a free agent next year. Jefferson, baby, what's good, man? How you doing, my man? Cowboys Super Bowl. McCarthy's about to oust Kellen Moore and start calling plays like, would I be surprised? Not at all. All right, we got Mr. Mazza from the Fortran Express joining.
What's up, Jason? Not too much, you? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Can you guys hear me now? Sorry. I'm back. Some reason got accidentally muted here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
you guys hear us again? Just let me know in the comments that you can hear us. We're good? All right, good.
Awesome.
Good. Just notice something. When somebody leaves, I get muted for some reason. I don't know why.
Weird.
Yeah, but so yeah, I'm in my new dungeon here, watching Rumble.
I like it.
Yeah, not bad, man. I mean, it's a lot of. Obviously, you could see boxes and shit everywhere. So
yeah,
we're loading up the basement right now because we're putting an addition on the house. A big,
nice
addition. So I'm gonna be down in the basement for a while.
I gotcha.
But it's all good. I mean, it's all good. I mean, let's see. Nicholas said, "Well, hold on. You put 8 pictures you would trade Volpe for. Where'd you do that, Sedita?"
I saw one of them. He said it was Burns was definitely one of them.
Corbin
I didn't
Burns,
see the other 7.
Corbin Burns, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Corbin Burns would be definitely the one guy I would trade Volpe for. I mean, maybe Alcantara of Miami, maybe.
Burns would have to come with an extension too.
Right, but those would be the only 2 guys I would deal him for, just because it's of the caliber, the type of caliber pitcher that they are, and just how good they are, and being that they're both Cy Young Award winners. That's the only reason I would trade Volpe for those 2.
There we go. He's got Blake Snell is going to be a free. You don't trade Volpe for Blake Snell. He's got 1 year left before he's a free agent. You'll never do it. Brandon Woodruff, you don't trade Nola. You don't trade him for Nola either. Nola's a free agent after next year too. You don't trade Volpe for anybody with 1 year.
No.
So
that's no good.
Alcantara, if the Marlins are willing, that's something you have to consider.
Yeah.
Soroka, Shane Bieber. Let me see. When is Bieber a free agent? Let's have a look and see. Okay. Shane Bieber contract because yes. Shane Bieber contract. Let's see. Appreciate you, Texas Buckeye. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, buddy. You're the man, bro. You're the legend, bro. You really are.
He is definitely a legend.
Here we go. He's a free agent 2025. So you have 2 years of Bieber. That's borderline for me, to be honest with you. That's really borderline.
If it was 3 years, I might be more inclined to saying yes to that.
Yeah.
Bieber right now, with that being 2 years left, that might be a Dominguez kind of situation, not a Volpe.
Oh, if somebody wants to join here, let's see. What do we have here? Is he here?
Is a 30 minutes play here, friends. Noche Amarilla 2023.
What?
First and last presentation, Timmy Sugar to the fans.
Oh, it's
Hi, Jason.
I don't see you. How you doing, Anthony? Where are you?
I'm doing good.
Pretty foggy there. You in a steam room or something? A sauna?
My camera's a little messed up.
Go on. Let's go like that today. Try to wait. We can't see you. I see a pair of glasses, but that's it.
Yeah, my camera on the phone is messed up. I had a better one on the old phone, but this one's a disaster.
Get like really close so we can see you here. Oh, wait a second. It looks spooky, but I can see a bit more with glasses.
There we go. A little bit better.
Foggy, yeah, definitely a foggy camera, Sean. I mean, Anthony's got a foggy camera.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get out. It's It's a disaster.
Yeah, well, just next when you get good quality, hop back on. You're always welcome, bro.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
So
Sorry about that, gang.
so yeah, I don't know if you saw the
Yeah.
video that I put out for the predictions,
Beck, it'd be crazy. Yeah, I did.
but so I was thinking, and I say on the way to this detachment I'm on, I'm like, what would be something that would be a hot topic? We've already beat the left field issue to death.
Yeah.
Why not do a predictions video of the standings and the wild card? And I have Baltimore, Seattle, and Toronto as a wild card, and I've got the Mets, the
Mets.
Braves, and the Dodgers as a wild card.
You got Padres winning the division, right?
I do.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. I could see the Padres winning the division with all the moves that they made and the Dodgers kind of resetting things. Even if they go to the playoffs, wild card is still going to be formidable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I've got the Phillies winning the East just with what they did by getting Turner. That alone sets them apart.
They loaded up too, man. They got Taiwan Walker. They got freaking a couple of relievers.
Craig Kimbrell.
Craig Kimbrell. They also got what the hell's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Somebody exciting too. It'll come back to me. They got Kimbrell.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look this up now because it's gonna drive me nuts. The Phillies did make a couple of good moves. The ELT, I would agree with this too. AL East teams be very competitive. I don't know about Paul. I don't know about the Yankees being a wild card team. I think they can still win the division. So Gregory Soto, that's who it is, Alex.
That's it. Yeah.
They traded for Soto from the. He was the guy that we wanted on this, team, and they wind up getting him for 3 years of control too, and not a big price. Like,
nope.
So Cindy wants to know, what about the Twins, man? What do you think about the Twins?
I got the Twins coming in second, and I think Cleveland's taking that division.
Yeah.
And I had an interesting pick. If we go shift to the West for a second, so I have Houston winning that division because I still don't think that those teams are ready to overtake Houston. But I have Seattle and Texas tied with the same record. But I've got Seattle getting the wild card spot because they take the series against Texas, the season series against Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's possible. But I want to see this. I want to see Texas get into the playoffs. I want to see what they could do. Like, honestly, I think if somebody gets hot, they could overtake the Astros, man.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
And I'm not gonna rule out the Astros because they did add Jose Abreu, so that's pretty much what they've done. When they lost Verlander or some of the guys, they haven't done a lot.
Yeah.
So, I would have loved to, for them to. Well, I don't mind actually Verlander's in the National League, so we don't really have to face them that much.
Yeah.
The only thing we really face them a lot would be the World Series. So, I did not. Did you see this new dimension in the Rogers Center? What are the dimensions, Winkton, man?
They did. They have announced it.
Are the walls
They are. So I guess what they're doing is they're lowering the walls, the height of the walls, and they're bringing them in a little bit. I sent you the article. I don't know if you have IG on your phone, but I sent you that article on it. It's on MLB Trade Rumors.
Okay.
And then I think Detroit is doing the same thing where they're moving their fences in like 20 feet.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean, Toronto's, that's going to be a home run haven over there if they do that, man. They lower them and bring them in. That's going to be a boatload of home runs over there.
And I had sent you that, and I said, "This interesting. This could be a game changer or something like that."
I did see that. Yeah, I haven't read the full thing yet, but I'll read that tonight. What's crazy because they got Dalton Varsho now too.
Yep.
So
that's probably why I would think that's why they're doing it, because they know they've got a kid who can,
Yeah, Vlad, Bichette, like they've got. Springer. And then they got freaking Varsho. Like, oy.
I don't think the Blue Jays are gonna win the division, but I do think they'll get a wild card.
I do too. Hayden wants to know what you think NL Central.
So I got the Cardinals winning the division. I've got the Cubs coming in second. I've got the Brewers with an even 500 record coming in third. I've got Cincinnati coming in fourth, and then I got that joke of a squad, Pittsburgh, coming in last. With the worst record in baseball.
Yeah, I
So,
think it would be.
If I remember correctly, I actually wrote it down. If you give me a second, I've got Pittsburgh at the end of the year ending their season with a 64-98 record, which is a 395 winning percentage.
yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I hope Brian Hayes and O'Neal Cruz keep developing, right? Keep getting better. But like,
Oh, absolutely. You absolutely hope that, but
what else do they have? I mean, JT Brubaker. I mean, Carlos Santana they brought in, but
yeah,
Ryan Reynolds. I mean, it's all the
G-Man Choi.
Oh, G-Man Choi. That's right. First base. That's right.
I mean, if they would ever come back down to the planet Earth, and actually realize that what they did was stupid by contradicting themselves and actually, maybe be a little bit more realistic about things, they might, they might not get so much flack for what they did.
Yeah, I think they completely shot themselves in the foot by doing that.
Yeah.
They really did. Yeah, I agree too, Wayne. Man, I don't think the Yankees will change their dimensions. Not now with the Newton, yeah. At least not for a while. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to. O'Neal Cruz, the next time, man, he's about that size. I mean, different position. He plays shortstop. The biggest shortstop I've ever seen in my life.
My God. Next to Cal Ripken, who used to play short, then got moved to third.
Ripken was like 6'5" or something. He was pretty big.
Jeter
was 6'4".
Was he?
Yeah. He was tall. Yeah, exactly, Alex. I wouldn't change Yankee Stadium at all. Do I think the Yankees get new jerseys? I don't think they're going to make changes to their jersey. Not the pinstripes.
They're not going to make changes to the pinstripes, but the City Connect jerseys or uniform thing? I'm hearing they're getting one this year.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's how that's going to play out. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but
the pinstripes are going to be the pinstripes no matter what. They should be. Honestly, they should be.
Yeah.
They should have to pay the Steve Cohen. So, wait, somebody just put that. Kenneth. Steve Cohen tax last year and go and get profile 1 year. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure how unrealistic it is for Reynolds. I think the Pirates cost themselves some leverage with what they did.
Yep.
So they're probably going to have to take him. I mean, I would love to see what's his name? It'll come to me. Max Kepler go to Texas in a trade. It takes the Texas Rangers out of the Brian Reynolds sweepstakes. So
think about it.
Shortens the list for the Yankees.
With what the Pirates did, and with this asking price, the top suitors, I mean the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Pirates, or the Rangers, haven't bitten on that asking price because they know it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's insane. They haven't bitten on it because they know what the Pirates did. And when teams see that and see other teams do something like that, they're going to be very reluctant and very hesitant to give up anything that team's going to want.
We got another guest who wants to join here. We got Sunil's in the house.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing well, man. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts, bro?
All right. Well, I think any one of us can play left field better than Hicks. I'll start with that.
I think a hole in the ground could play left field better than Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been hearing about how OpenAI, ChatGPT, and all the Google's got their own ChatGPT version. And you probably saw SNL last week when they had OpenAI ChatGPT with Cletus the robot. So I think any variant of ChatGPT is about 100 times better than Aaron Hicks. And if it were me with OpenAI ChatGPT, I would probably put Boone in his place about his tendencies to rest players. In fact, I might go in front of the media if I were OpenAI ChatGPT and say, "We're resting Boone today for manager."
Well, I mean, in terms of resting players, I think the guys that like the large guys, Stanton, Judge, and injury-prone guys like Rizzo and DJ, I think a day of rest per week would be wise to give them.
Yep. Yeah, it would be.
We need these guys to be healthy. And sometimes they go, some guys on a heater playing well, this guy won't give him a day off. And they'll just keep riding him and riding him and riding him and riding him. And from personal experience, one day off doesn't really stop a heater. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes they play these guys so hard and then you wind up getting hurt and then they miss 3 weeks or whatever, 4 weeks. And it's like, freaking hell, man.
So in that case, do you see a kind of an express call up for one of the younger outfielders, like a Dominguez or a Jones, if we get like, let's say, Hicks or Stanton or somebody hurt in the outfield? I mean, Bader, hopefully, knock on wood, he has a solid and injury-free year, for lack of a better way of putting him. Judge, you can't do without those two guys. Judge on his days off, you gotta maybe DH him and maybe alternate putting Stanton in the outfield on days Judge is out. You got Cabrera too, who can play all over the place.
He's my super utility. He's like my Ben Zobrist for the Yankees.
Yeah.
The infield in the outfield, and I think
last year I made a analogy for this guy. I said if he brings that youthfulness, that energy, you guys all remember the Shane Spencers and the Ricky Ledays in '98. I see him. I can see him being that kind of an energy.
Yeah, and it's and again, I love those guys. I mean,
yeah.
Ricky Leday and Shane Spencer, they were dynamic players, exciting players when they got a chance to play. And he brings that same kind of that energy we need.
And hopefully with longevity, though.
Well, yeah, exactly. And this is why, I mean, and I say this as well, like he got 152 at bats last year. So I would not just give him 600 this year. Like I think it's way too big of a progression. I give him like 400. Let him build himself up to like full time again, or full time together. Because full time in the majors is different than full time in AAA. So
and I put this out there in the chat. So I've heard things that basically Volpe has been tried in the minor leagues, even at third base. So here's what I'm experimenting with in my head. So if Torres doesn't get traded, considering his trade value, you keep him. You've got Donaldson and LeMahieu at third base, assuming one of those two goes down. Volpe at third, maybe?
My only concern with Volpe is his. You know how players get graded out 40, 50, 60? Peraza's graded out 60 for arm. Volpe's in the 40s, which is why I prefer him in second. His arm is not as strong as Peraza.
Yep. Okay.
Too. So I don't want to create a problem that doesn't need to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would love to and put DJ at third if that had to be the case.
But for God's sake, get rid of that eyesore Wash Donaldson at third, man. Please, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you know what's crazy too? Like he has an option for $16 million for 2024 or $6 million buyout. So
go ahead. Sorry.
He's got to be motivated to play better, otherwise he's going to cost himself $10 million. So
right.
Because I honestly can't see the Yankees trading that contract. I would be shocked, but crazy things have happened. Like I said, I mean, during spring training, guys get cut, they get moved, right? And it's some team. We lost all of our third basemen. Maybe a guy like Donaldson. If the Yankees are willing to eat money and give a decent prospect, they could move him. But the chances are much lower than obviously moving Hicks would be easier to move. And Torres to me has the most trade value. So I'm only moving him for a player that's going to help the team.
Where do you move Hicks? To his bedroom? Remember, that's the only place he can hit it to the sticks, according to John Sterling.
He's got some value, but Torres is a guy like even Mazza brought up Garrett Crochet. He's a guy that can give us more pitching depth, and again, also frees up $8 or $9 million for the Yankees to go after a guy like Jurickson Profar from the field. They wanted to do that, so Torres in multiple ways can help the Yankees if they move him, but. If you know, and again, he's also if you move him, it makes an easier path for Volpe to get there.
So Profar or Kepler, if you had a choice for left field to basically go after.
Profar.
Yep, he's a switch hitter.
Yep.
He's faster, runs the bases better. And it's just, I mean, I like Kepler's defense, but Profar is better in my opinion. He fits what the Yankees need. We need a fast guy at the top of the lineup, but Kepler's not fast.
No, we need that prototypical leadoff hitter, and that's what a guy like a Profar or a Reynolds brings. That prototypical leadoff hitter that we're looking for. They're both switch hitters. Their skill sets both play perfectly to the Yankee Stadium dimensions. They also have speed, and that's something that we've lacked over the last few years. And now that we have guys like Cabrera and Peraza coming up, a guy like a Profar or even a Reynolds would be a nice fit into that.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the recent luck we've had with former Texas Rangers, and I'm just going like Randy Jackson on this one. It's a go for me, dog.
For a profile, you mean?
Yeah, basically anybody coming out of the Rangers system to me is a little bit of a question mark, and I can go off on a couple of lists, starting with Odor. I gave him the nickname the Skunk, given the spelling of his last name. Gallo, oh my God, that's a dead can of worms you don't want to touch.
Minnesota actually touched that can there.
Odor only hit like 200, but he had a lot of clutch hits for the Yankees. So, and I'll give him that.
Yeah,
Profar was the number one prospect in baseball in Texas, but he was moved to San Diego, where I think he had a resurgence. So,
Yep.
I think different type of profile that we would be getting, and then we would be getting Padres profile instead of Rangers profile. But I agree with you. It's just like the same bad luck we have trading for Oakland A's pitchers, right?
Sonny Gray. Well, Montas is what I like to call Sonny Gray 2.0 if he doesn't get his sugar on the iced tea together.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't work. So
Yeah.
But I totally see your logic with regards to profile, especially with Texas. So.
Oh, and it goes all the way back to 1996. Remember Kenny Rogers?
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, and they brought him in to be a mainstay, or even he was on the '96 rotation when they won the World Series, but he was the Yankees for the most part.
Dude,
he was disastrous.
He was the guy getting roasted on the roaster himself. He was basically the chicken wings.
Yeah, and then we had some everybody from Jeff Weaver was a disaster. I mean, not from Texas.
Oh God,
Javi Vasquez twice. We've had some colossal busts here. Really
Kevin Brown.
Carl Pavano.
He was like almost 40 when they got him.
Who? What was that?
Carl Pavano.
Carl Pavano, was that like Alyssa Milano's ex-boyfriend or somebody?
He was with the Marlins. He was with the Marlins when I think AJ Burnett was there and a couple other guys. The Yankees signed him with free agency, and he played maybe a year out of 4 years. And he had like an injury. Yeah, like his glute was injured for like 2 years. I've never seen somebody with injured ass for 2 years. I've never seen that happen before.
Jason, you don't want to get me started, man, because I'd be the Indian guy doing a famous Victor Potato, giving Brian Dayball the Macy's hot air balloon right in his pants and stuff kind of thing.
I invited David Potato to be a guest on the channel. I'm hoping that he responds and says yes. So.
Did you really?
Oh, who did you invited Dayball?
I invited Victor Potato.
Oh my God! I hope YouTube, doesn't consistently censor rated R material. I can see that right now.
Yeah, he's pretty hardcore.
I hope he says yes, just because I would tune in for that, and that would be the show of the century for you.
It would be. That. I hope he says yes, man. I really hope he comes on.
You gotta stop hitting you with your bat like it's a fucking toothpick that's stuck up your ass.
That's exactly what he'd
say. Have you seen his Yankee clubhouse reports that he does?
Yes.
Oh God,
he's crazy. He's
funny though.
Yeah, I think I seem to remember one episode when DiPietro was so frustrated with judges, one of his golden sombreros, and he basically goes off looking like, you came to home plate wearing number 99, but you went back to the dugout 5 times looking like Lurch from the Addams Family.
He's genius coming up with stuff.
But it's funny though. If you look at it, he does resemble Lurch. I mean, this is trash talk coming from Met fans, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen his
Jarrett Wright. We got Jarrett Wright and Bartolo Colon like 5 years too late. When they were with the Indians dominating us in 1997, we got.
Wait a second. So here's my deal on Jared Wright. when your last name begins with WR, that's where it goes wrong altogether.
It's true. It's true, man. I wish we had Indians and Jarrett Reitman. And Bartolo Colon was serviceable for the Yankees. And he's like 48 years old and he's still pitching. So, like,
Wait, who?
Bartolo Colon, he's training in I don't know, Baja or Mexico or something like that.
Is he training with Tom Brady and like with like freaking who was that guy who played into his late 40s, played for the Mets too, and he was a former Ranger too, man. I'm drawing a brain fart here.
Leo Franco.
Huh? Yeah, there you go.
Like
yeah.
Here's another Ranger that was never really panned out for us was Esteban Loaiza.
He's in prison now for drug trafficking.
Yeah.
For like 20 years or 30 years.
Yeah.
Is he in the same cell with John Wetland?
He's another
Dude, all right. Here's a true fact. Okay, I'm from down here in Texas right now. I moved down here on job relocation back in 2001, right before, like, matter of weeks before 9/11. But we'll get into that some other time. Bottom line is, I was like reading stories on like the Cross Timbers Gazette, which is like a local paper here near me in the Dallas, Texas area, and I read stories on John Wetland's like prison sentence, his sentencing. It was right here in a court in Denton County, same county where I live. Ironically, I'm like, dude, I'm selling my house. Fuck it. I don't want to live in the same county, let alone same neighborhood as a sex offender. Come on, dude.
I feel like I'm watching a movie Spotlight. That's like,
by the way, Jason, I don't know if you're still watching the Royal Rumble, but Bianca Belair just extended her championship title reign.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. I mean, Battle Royal, the Women's Battle Royal now?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I saw Sergio Mitre. Oh, did Mitre, what did he do? Did he murder somebody? Ugeth Urbina. Remember him, a relief pitcher from the Red Sox?
Yeah.
Like, hacksawed somebody to death. So,
yeah, he was a journeyman. He was first with the Expos when they were the Expos.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Marlins.
Yep.
And then you said the Red Sox.
Yep.
He was one of those journeyman types, wasn't he?
The pitcher from the Pirates that was called the Ghost?
The Ghost.
Oh. I could think of a number of them that qualify for that criteria, but go ahead. and on that note, four train express my Ghost.
Chad Curtis too, another one. Chad Curtis.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yes.
Was it sexual offender or something like that?
Ruben Sierra.
Did he get really? Steve Howe? He's dead now for drugs. He died about a while back. I didn't remember the Larrett's getting in jail, but I don't remember that. But
yeah.
I mean, there's so many guys. I mean, like,
Right now, though, I think the outfield is in such a precarious position. You might see some of the outfielders from AAA being called up. You might see a rush up to the scene for a Dominguez or a Jones or anybody else. I mean, I don't see Florial coming up again. I mean, Cashman, it might be, he might be like a Cashman favorite, to bring up Florial.
He's out of options. So is Davey Garcia. So. I mean, they brought up, like, who did they bring? Willie Calhoun. What's the other guy? Rafael Vargas. Like, those guys might
Rafael Ortega.
Ortega, excuse me.
Yeah.
Really better depth pieces. They haven't had really great depth pieces over the last decade. And guys like that, maybe they'll be able to stick around a little bit and give the regulars some rest.
So do you see Calhoun being like a off the bench late inning pinch runner type?
I think honestly, we need somebody. See, this is the problem with the Yankees too. It's hard for them to find players that only play once a week but still produce, right? And they've had this problem for a long time. They say the guy and so many folks will call them a bust, like Gaston Florio. He plays like once and then sits for 10 games. It's really, this isn't like the Fred.
That sounds like a Boone move.
Yeah, or it's a Yankees move too. Like, But I mean, it's partly Boone, but Torrey used to do it too. So
Yeah.
and
I-
he did,
You
I hate to
you
say
know
this,
when?
but I think
Yeah, go ahead.
Florial, you got to trade.
Yes,
Because
I agree.
not
you've
gonna
really
play
killed the kid's career.
if you're not going to play him, yeah, give him a chance somewhere else. It's like Andujar, even though he's been released by the freaking Pirates already. But like, he's a guy without a team right now.
Andujar's with his luck and at this rate, he's probably going to end up with like the Long Island Ducks or somewhere in Staten Island or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see him
Billy-
with 3 major league teams though.
Mhm.
Andahar. I could see him either going to Oakland, getting a real shot there,
Colorado,
Mhm.
Colorado, or Kansas City.
Mhm.
Kansas City. Yeah, Kansas City's a decent one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. Sergio Mitre murdered his girlfriend's 2-year-old daughter. Why? Murdered a 2-year-old? Come on, dude. Come on. You can't do that.
So we have Adrian Peterson types in MLB then basically.
I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
he's going to be in jail just for being an idiot for complaining about the Yankees only care about yeah. This guy pimped
Yeah.
home runs too a lot.
I don't remember hearing anything about Ruben Sierra being in jail, just him being an idiot for complaining about the Yankees only caring about winning.
I remember that, Billy. I remember.
Yeah.
That. You know, it's T-Trade. If you're being released by the Pirates, you should rethink your life choice. It's unfortunate too, man. Huh?
So a famous, I think this was on the Johnny Carson show when he was like doing Tonight Show back in the day, and there was a discussion I recall about, it was like a bartender scene, and he goes, one guy basically asked for a Pittsburgh, and the other guy goes, I want a drink a Manhattan. So the casually chit chat goes, so how's your Manhattan? Oh, it tastes better than Pittsburgh.
It does. Whatever happened to Vizcaino?
Vizcaino.
Jose Vizcaino?
Maybe.
Yeah, because he was traded in 2000.
Yeah, he helped the Yankees.
No, this is a misspelling of the last name, but yeah, I think he's talking about Jose Vizcaino.
I remember he helped them with a key hit against the Mets in the World Series.
He did.
Yes, game 1.
Yeah, opposite field at lefty. Yeah, I remember that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's been a while since he's played. And
That's like 23 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could see, a lot of these guys that don't get picked up, I see going overseas. Go play.
Yeah.
I could see, a guy like an Andujar saying, you know what, the majors it just hasn't worked out. Let me go overseas, try to gain some of that value back, and then try again later.
That's what Cecil Fielder did. He went to Japan, and then he came back and hit 52 home runs with the Tigers, and it became like a beast in the playoffs with the Yankees. Like, it happens to players. I mean, it really does. Like,
yeah, what happened to his kid was that was unfortunate. What happened to Prince?
the neck
That
injury.
kid was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
He was destined for greatness.
Yeah, he was. I mean, that kid was good. He was really, really good. I mean,
Yeah, although I remember when he was traded to the Rangers, people started making jokes. What's the significance of 316 down the right field line? And then people would come back and like, oh, that's his body weight.
oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
it was. Yeah, I mean, it's classless fat shaming jokes going on down here, and
It's-
then they wonder why they don't have like championship teams and whatever.
I mean, that type of stuff. This,
Rangers kicking tires on Andujar.
Billy, they signed
And
Frazier yesterday, or Jackson Frazier, the Rangers. So,
Yep.
to a minor league.
Yeah, they're.
Spring training.
Yeah, I'm like 30. That ballpark's like 34 miles from my house, actually.
It's a nice stadium, the new stadium they built. So
Yeah.
it looks nice. I feel
Retractable roof and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll tell you, the only thing wrong with Arlington is if you have a day when there's a Rangers playoff game and a Cowboy game on the same day, pack your patience for traffic. But then again, you guys know that up in New York.
Oh yeah.
By the way, yeah.
Oh yeah. Fielder was a big.
Yeah.
He did move well. ELT for a big guy. He did move extremely well.
Yeah.
So and it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's just
So
like
Albert
Bell had
what part of
so.
yeah,
Sorry.
Albert Bell. Yeah, sorry. No, that's okay. Sorry, I was just
What?
thinking out loud there. I was saying, where are you guys situated right now? What part of are you in New York, Jason?
I'm from Manhattan.
Manhattan and Fortran.
I'm also from Manhattan, but I'm currently stationed out in Whidbey Island, Washington.
Oh,
But
so
I'm
does
right now.
that. So,
But I'm right now on a detachment down in California.
Yeah, Fortran serves the country. So he serves.
okay, so we got three of the major time zones represented here, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that shows the group here how big Yankee fan base really is. It covers a lot of the U.S. when we sometimes don't even realize that.
We get shout outs in here from Australia, New Zealand, Thailand. It's like Jesus, like
Yeah.
time zones like Alaska. Got Alaskan people in, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean Australia is a little fascinating. They're like a whole day ahead of us on time zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, happy Sunday, guys. Wait a minute, Saturday. No, it's Sunday. I'm here. And it's like, I forgot Australia.
So I got a couple really cool stories actually. One has to do when my late father was still around. He and I went to the Yankees Red Sox game 1 of the ALCS in 04 when Schilling had that bloody sock. I was sitting in the left field bleachers, and I remember watching Sheffield crush those 2 home runs, and that stadium had never been louder.
I can only imagine.
Dude, that ketchup socks was sponsored by Haynes. All right, let's shut the hell up about that. That thing was sponsored by Haynes.
And then in 08, when the Yankees held the All-Star game,
I was there. Remember? I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
in the right. Mm-hmm. I was in the right field bleachers.
We were at Josh Hamilton's the home run derby in the game the next day. We were in the right field as well. Yep.
Yeah. If you remember,
weren't they playing the natural music when he was hitting those bombs?
Josh Hamilton.
Roy Hobbs.
Yeah.
Weren't they playing Roy Hobbs? The natural theme song and whatever.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it. He was the crowd mesmerized. Josh Hamilton was phenomenal.
I mean, if you remember the comments Papelbon made, he's like, I should be the one closing this game, not Mariano. Yeah. And then he goes ahead and blows the lead, and Mariano comes in after Papelbon gets booed off the field, shuts the door, and everybody erupts, and it's like, stop running your mouth. I mean,
yeah, dude. This is, dude. It's like you badmouth in his own house. Like, come on, dude.
I think for trouble.
I think we have a mispronunciation of that last syllable. It's not B-O-N, it's B-U-M.
Papelbon.
Dude, Neil, what's the loudest you've ever been at a stadium, a game? What's the loudest moment, the most crazy moment at a baseball game?
Loudest? Well, I was in New York during the 90s, during that whole spell with the 90s teams, and I think it was a regular season game. I didn't have the fortune of going to the playoff games, unfortunately, and luck also had me relocating out of town. Otherwise, I probably would have gone to many more games. I probably would have visited the new Yankee Stadium. I believe it or not, I haven't even gone there. The new stadium that's been built since 2009. I haven't even been in there once because awesome. I rarely come back to New York. That's the thing.
Well, it's a great stadium, but it's not as loud as the old one.
The old
one. Oh, I know. I can't imagine it would be.
The old one was deafening.
Yeah, I mean, and
the
seats now go out this way, right? Each level, the levels were piled on top of each other at the old stadium, so you could not avoid the loud noise. The loudest place I've ever been to last game is when David Justice hit that home run off Arthur Rose against Seattle, the Yankees in the summer.
I was working late that night. I was on a project in Edison, New Jersey, and I had this was well before MLB at bat and MLB.TV and all of what we have today, was invented. at that time, you could probably, this was well before the days of subscriptions.
Mhm.
You could probably get John Sterling and Michael Kay's, broadcasts on the radio live on your computer feed. So I had my, headset hooked up, and while I was working, I'm listening to that. I'm like, there's no way they're going down like this. I'm like listening, it's 4-0, 4-1. Then I'm like 4-3. And I'm like, oh boy. Then my ears started like basically becoming Spock like when Rhodes came in to face Justice. I was like, there's no way, there's no magic happening right here.
Yeah.
I was sitting there calling it.
I was there with my mom, and we were sitting in the lower section, right behind us, in the box behind us.
Mhm.
Mattingly, sitting in the box.
Mhm. Yeah.
And, the place was going nuts with Don Mattingly, and I would
Mhm.
never seen like it. There's that, and I was at David Cohn's perfect game. I've never seen anything like that before.
Mm.
That was cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that former Oriole broadcaster basically called Mattingly's 1995 playoff home run.
Back to back with Sierra.
Yeah, yeah.
Gary Thorne.
This one by Mattingly. Hold on to the roof.
Hold on to the jackets. Oh my God! I was at that game.
Who was it that said, like in that particular wild card series, in that division series, who was it that said, "Oh my God, the stadium's actually going to fall"? Was it like Joel Sherman or somebody? It was like a whole documentary on MLB Network on that.
Probably.
Yeah. This is how we're going to die. The stadium's going to fall.
We were at the last game. My mom and I usually had season tickets, and we were at the last game in 2008, and then people brought hacksaws with them, and they were hacksawing chunks of the stadium, putting in the back home. I swear, hacksawing the whole place. It was crazy.
Yep.
And then we were also at the opening day in 2009 for the new stadium, and we were at Game 6 of the World Series when they closed out the Phillies. And that's the first time I ever sat in the bleachers. That place was crazy. Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely nuts. I've been lucky enough to play a lot of games with Mom, man. A lot of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cool, man.
But going randomly, with the way these conversations have been flowing, going randomly back to the way Fortran Express brought in, is like you should bring on DiVittetto on here. Yeah. I would pay any amount of money to basically see what he would think about that team from down in Texas in the armpit, the Houston Astros.
that would probably be my first million view video. We get so many people on that one.
I was showing my friend from Florida. He's in like the West Palm area. He's down in like Stewart, and then I was showing him this videos. Like every time there's like a Yankee clubhouse report video coming out from him, or if there's Giants video, I just send him, and he just burst out laughing. He's like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Yeah. Have you ever seen his ticked off Vic skits?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
those are great.
Fortran, my most favorite one was the day after the Yankees got swept, and Vic is basically sitting all like constipated on the toilet.
I remember that one.
I was like, my wife needs me to go get milk, but I'm taking a shit. There's so many toilet videos. Oh my God. Take off, and then when you finish with the look, the sideways look, it's great.
If you happen to get him on, Jason,
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
No, but if you happen to get him on, you have to have him do the look at least once.
I'll definitely have him do the look. I'm throwing like lifelines out there to see who I can get. I've reached out to a couple celebrities recently that are Yankee fans, so I'm trying to get somebody on.
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal. I reached out to Denzel. This is a huge Yankee fan.
Really?
He's a huge Yankee fan. Denzel Washington.
Did not know that.
Yeah, Spike Lee is a huge Yankee fan. I reached out to him. Brad Pitt's a Yankee fan.
Dude, you got to get Jack Nicholson to do his anger management like this.
Oh my God!
have him and Adam Sandler on together. They'll probably reenact that whole thing.
You look how I feel.
I think we totally blew your agenda out of the water, Jason.
I think it would bring a lot of entertainment value. If one of these people just say yes, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be floored if somebody says yes, but I'm gonna keep trying until somebody does.
That's funny because that's what I did when I was trying to get a guest on from my channel. That's what I did. I just kept throwing to see what would stick, and finally something stuck, and had a guest on, and since then it started taking off. And
hey, you want to get shit? You want to get shit to stick to the wall? Just feed him a couple of Taco Bell bean burritos before it'll stick automatically.
Oh my god!
I mean, the saying is protein is magnetic.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true.
Yeah.
What's this?
Yeah.
You have Billy Crystal. Did he wear a Mets cap in when Harry met? I don't know. I was watching Meg Ryan have orgasms in a restaurant. I don't know.
No, I think he's got Jerry Seinfeld mixed up in that one. Seinfeld's a big Met fan.
Yeah.
So was Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller.
All right, true story. True story. True story. One of the Yankee Met trash talk groups I'm in. There's one guy. I'm not going to mention his name just for the sake of respecting his privacy. But I kid you not. Whenever this guy talks about what he claims to be quote unquote air quotes here the present, whenever you check his material, it's always dated back to 2017, and right after that, that's when the Costanza memes go right back at him. Because I kid you not, if you look at this guy's picture from afar on Facebook, where he is, if you don't close up on his looks, on his facial looks, if you look from afar, he actually has a facial resemblance to Costanza. No joke.
God.
Yeah.
Church, you want me to get Dana Carvey on here too, Texas Ball guy? Wasn't that fast, y'all? He was hilarious. I don't know if you
if we get Dana Carvey on, you might as well get his skit from Opportunity Knocks when he was doing George Bush.
Oh God. There's a movie called Moving with Richard Pryor. I don't know if you saw it. He played this multiple personality guy. He was nuts. Like a woman, trans, and is the nuts guy. Like he took all these different personalities in that movie. It was hilarious. My best thing was chopping broccoli from Saturday Night Live. He became a god on that, man. Chopping broccoli, man.
Yeah.
What Jimmy Fallon, dude? Is Jimmy Fallon a Yankee fan?
I think he is. He just had Aaron Judge on his show.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
True.
And then get the irony. He was in was it Picture? What was that movie with the Red Sox back in 2004?
It's perfect.
Fever Pitch. Yeah. So he plays a Red Sox fan there.
This is true.
Yeah.
True.
So you got to go on a show. You got to bring him on. Say, which is it, buddy? Fever Pitch or Aaron Judge from 2023 on your Tonight Show? Which is it, buddy?
You need to decide right now. You got to decide.
Yeah.
Let me wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick Tortellini. You talking about Nick Turturro? I've actually reached out to Nick Turturro, so he's a diehard Yankee fan. He's nuts too.
He's crazy.
He's nuts.
But he's funny though.
He's funny as hell.
Yeah.
In the Longest Yard, he was hilarious. No. Who else we got here? Judge dogs. Yeah. I got to interview Andres Chaparro, who's a third base prospect for the Yankees. Not too long.
You know what you're talking about, Nick Torturo and all those things right now. One idea, a crazy idea, just crossed my mind. If you want to make a movie for the big screen about Billy, the perfect actor to play him, and you will agree with me more than likely, John Turturro. If you've ever seen his work from the Transformers movie with Michael Bay.
Oh God, yeah, I love John Turturro. Yeah,
but can you picture him as Billy Martin?
Oh, that's a good one, actually. I could actually. That's an interesting one. Wasn't he nuts?
Yeah.
Isn't he nuts in Anger Management too? Jack Nicholson, he was crazy in that John Turturro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's got that New York accent, down pat. I mean, that's what you need from Billy Martin.
Back from Do the Right Thing, man. So he's straight up New York when you have to do the right thing. It was like, my God.
Yeah. And then you get a bald Nicolas Cage for Brian Cashman.
Oh my god! Holy shit! That's a good one, actually. That's a good one. God.
4 trades, like I cannot unsee that one. I'm going to have nightmares all night.
You know who would be great to have on your show, Jason? Jason Alexander.
From Seinfeld.
Yeah.
George Costanza. Is he? He's a Yankee fan, right?
Now don't come bowling out after me.
I would love to have a guy like he's pretty cool actually in real life. George Costanza.
Is he?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty nice. You know, I also invited here on. I invited Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports because he talks a lot of Red Sox stuff. So I want to get him on here just to do some banter back and forth. I mean, he does these pizza reviews. I don't know if you ever seen those on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go back and forth with him. I think it'd be fun. He's nuts too. He's nuts. He actually did something pretty cool for my cousin. So my cousin's Troy. He played baseball in college, and one of his teammates and old friends passed away prematurely. That's really young, and Portnoy did a fundraiser for him, raise money for and all that stuff. So that's another reason I want to get him on, so I could thank him for that and all that stuff. So I'd like to go back and forth with him too. Pete Davidson kind of looks like Judge. Who's Pete Davidson? Oh, from Saturday Night Live, right? Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson? That's the guy who played Andrew Cuomo. Why the hell would you want him for Judge? Come on, dude. Why? That's the only objection I would have. You don't get a guy who played a sex offender governor to play Judge.
Oh my
I'm sorry.
God.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Sorry. I disagree.
Yeah, Pete. I gotta go back and say I don't really remember Pete Davidson that much.
And then if you're discussing Saturday Night Live, who was the guy that played Governor Chris Christie in that skit about like Bridgegate?
Was that Aiden Quinn? No, not Aiden Quinn, was it?
My point is, I think that's the guy. If you want to make a really funny movie with like John Turturro as Billy Martin, you got to get him to play George, maybe.
Danny DeVito. What the hell is he in? Oh, he's in Philadelphia, something, right? Always Sunny in Philadelphia, something like that. Danny DeVito. Yeah, he's married to what's her name, Bria Perlman from Cheers, right? Carla Tortelli.
Think so?
Yeah. Rich Eisen is a Jets and a Yankees fan. Okay. Believe me, I'm trying to reach out to as many Yankee fans as I possibly can. I want to get some.
Eisen would be a good value for your show. I'll give you that.
It'd be fun. That's a good idea. I'll reach out to Rich Eisen.
Yeah, because I watch the Rich Eisen show clips all the time. He's got like a lot of good, valuable stuff going.
That's a good idea, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down, actually, so I don't forget. I also invited Meredith Marakovitz. The Yankees. I invited Lauren Shahadi from the MLB Network.
I've tried to get her too.
Yeah, I've invited Harold Reynolds and some of those other folks as well. I don't really hear anything from them, so
maybe you get Neil Patrick Harris to play Paul O'Neill.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Yes, that's a good one. Ronnie Stinson from Goliath National Bank.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to make a roast of like the current Yankee crew, you got to get a guy to play Michael Kay, David Cohn. You can pick anybody from the Puerto Rican community in New York City to play Carlos Beltran.
Who would you get to play Michael Kay?
Michael Kay.
Think about it for a second.
Is John Goodman still around?
Goodman, yeah. Now that you bring him up, he kind of has a resemblance of Michael Kay. That's a good one.
Because this is the guy who played in the real live action Flintstones. He did Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, I love John Goodman. He's great.
Yeah, and then you
John Sterling.
Yeah, that's where I was going next. You beat me to the punch by asking, but
Sterling. Maybe James
Would
Woods.
you, would you, who?
James Woods, the actor. He can't resemble Sterling.
Is he in the same age bracket as Sterling, 80 plus?
No, he's probably 60 something. I think.
Can you get Rick Moranis to look that old and do that? Because I'm sure he could get the Sterlingisms and the brain farts that Sterling has on the air. He can probably knock those out pretty good.
Well, Rick Moranis is a good one, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Who's Tully from Ghostbusters? Wow, Jesus. Rick Moranis. De Niro. Yeah. Damn. De Niro. De Niro would be good. Man, if I had De Niro.
Oh, who was that guy in the 80s Ghostbusters with the glasses? Was that Aykroyd or?
No, that was Spengler, who passed away a couple years ago in real life.
Okay, so maybe you get a younger version of Dan Aykroyd to play Hal. Okay, Hal Steinbrenner.
Oh, that's a good one too, Tanner. Yeah, that's some good ones.
And then we have to come up with a really cheesy one for Randy Levine.
Randy Levine.
Randy Levine.
Who's the most uncool person? The most uncool.
Oh, the guy. I got it. The guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO.
Larry David.
Yes.
That's a good one, actually. That's a pretty good one. Pretty good one.
Yeah.
Scorsese. Martin Scorsese's a Yankee fan. DLT. Who would play Susan Waldman? Susan Sarandon.
Yes, exactly.
No questions asked.
All day, Sarandon.
Nancy Cohen, Julia Roberts.
Scorsese's a Yankee fan, huh? Pacino's a Yankee fan? I know De Niro's one. Yeah, I'll reach out.
If you had Pacino, you automatically have a guy who can basically roast Vic DiBitetto right there. That's it. It's done.
Jonah Hill, what the frick?
Actually, you know what? Never mind. Don't even bring Pacino in there to tribute Vic DiBitetto. Bring DiBitetto himself to play himself on those.
Oh God, yeah.
You got to give him the honor of being the MC.
Oh, no doubt about it. I'm gonna sit back and just listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
My mouth shut. Listen to him do his thing. So, John, who would do the Bob Shepard voice?
That's good, actually. That's a good question.
Good question.
Now batting number 2, Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Who would do the? That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, that's a really good
maybe we can research on OpenAI Chat GPT and get some sort of a robotic playback. I'm sure if you play with that OpenAI stuff, you can come up with a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, really cool. There have been so many articles on that, it's crazy. You guys really need to check into that.
I will. I actually reached out to Paul O'Neill and Jack Curry because I read the book, Paul O'Neill book, and I wanted to have them both on to discuss the book.
Mm-hmm.
They will, and I also invited Cohn because I read the Cohn book with Jack Curry as well. I wanted to discuss that. So
I tried getting Jack Curry, and I messaged him, and he had messaged me back. He's like, "I'm going to take a hard pass on it." So
he told me that, and it was I maybe I texted him I messaged him at the wrong time. They were just starting the book tour with O'Neill, so he was going to be swamped with book tour. So he said maybe another time or whatnot. So maybe if I reach out to him, I guess I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. John Boy. So.
John Boy's classic, man. He can actually read people's lips. That's a talent in and of itself.
That's what blew them up. With the lip reading thing. Maybe I'll invite them to come on here.
You know what I think with John Boy? Basically, it might come to a point where people try to impersonate him on SNL. That's how I think this thing will blow up.
Can you imagine that? Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Who would play John Boy on SNL?
I don't even know who the hell's on SNL now. I don't know any of these people.
Dude, SNL is like a fluid, revolving door.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember the day when they had, the old school, and Murphy playing Buck Reed.
I mean, the only staples there are like Keenan Thompson. You know,
Thompson.
he played. Yeah, he played like Kurt Menefee on the cold opening last week.
Yeah, he's actually pretty funny. What's the girl's name? The really funny one.
Sesame Strong.
No, and when they have they get invaded by aliens and they have the Earth, the alien experience. She's like sitting there with smoking a cigarette, and she's so freaking funny. Oh my god, she's like.
Was she the one on doing the Megan 2.0 sketch last week?
She plays Hillary Clinton sometimes too. What the hell's her name?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
No.
No, you're talking about the chick who was there with there was a movie. I saw this movie recently too. It was like they're basically in this whole drug lord chase or whatever.
Oh.
Blonde chick, right?
Yeah,
blonde chick, right?
He is so funny. So funny. Let me see. That's something cool that I'm cast here. 2023. She's still on. At 20,000 subscribers, I should try to invite Jose Trevino or something. I will try to invite a Yankee player. I've already tried to do that too. But I mean, 20,000 subscribers. I hope to get to 20,000.
Yeah, if we got a Yankee player on there, we got to get Judge on here. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
Judge would be fun. Oh, Kate McKinnon. Yeah. Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon. There you go. Yes. Yeah.
To me.
She does a hilarious Hillary Clinton and a bunch of others. You know, it's.
So yeah. I've reached out to Volpe. I've reached out to Spencer Jones. I've reached out to Austin Wells. I've reached out to some other.
So back on the Yankee topic, do you see Ben Rortmet, who basically we traded for in that Josh Donaldson, Ben Rortmet? Do we see him? Do we see him coming to the team, or is he going to be a trade chip?
I don't know, man. I mean, he's healthy again, thankfully. But if he comes and they're going to move, I think Higashioka.
I think Higgy's the odd man out in this.
He'd probably be the odd man out, right? And again, he's a pitch framer, like is. So when he hits from the left-handed side too. So, but the problem, my worry now is that if they go to robot arms, pitch framing is going to become a thing of the past. There's going to be no more stealing strikes or anything like that. It's just going to be what the machine says. So.
When they have robo umps up there, I'm going to be curious as to how much of OpenAI, Chat GPT, and all this technology has gone into it, because surely there has to be some implementation of that.
I think that's going to take the human effect out of the game, though. I like to see coaches arguing with umps and players arguing with umps. What are you going to do? Are you going to argue with a freaking with a TV screen? Like
they've already said that robot umps are going to be implemented next year for AAA.
Yeah, all stadiums in AAA starting in 2023. Robot.
You know what would be great if you have a robotic ump version of Angel Hernandez.
Oh my God!
People would be taking it back. You suck.
I cringe as I say that one.
Johnny Five, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like the idea of a robot.
My name is UMP. I'm spelling it ump.
I'm Johnny Five.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of this whole robot ump thing. I don't like how it's gonna affect the game. I don't think it's right, and I don't think it has any place in baseball. I think that if you're gonna do that, then you need to. It's not getting robot umps, because that's just gonna complicate things more. You need to give the umpires that they have now better training.
Yeah, exactly. Retraining. I mean, that's like doctors do, just like a lot of other folks do. Retrain the umps every couple of months, every year.
Have them get recertified.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have seen how a lot of the human effect in other areas outside of sports has been overtaken by technology. So I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with their approach of getting robo-umps in there or disagree. I'm just telling you what I've been reading behind the scenes and kind of giving you a lowdown of what's been happening. I mean, there's a lot of technology effect all over the place in everyday aspects of life. And you're going to, in baseball too, you're going to see that with the umps basically, because they're looking for more accuracy. And when you see pitches that are like 2 inches off the ground being called strikes on like Judge and Stanton, that kind of, But of course, you have people who've been blind as hell, like Angel Hernandez and some of
Joe
the names,
West.
Joe West maybe. But there's this other younger guy. The name is not coming back to me right now. But he's the guy who basically Boone went savage on and bent down
Yeah,
like he was sitting on an Indian toilet bowl, basically teaching him how to play catcher.
yeah. It accomplished its initial goal of shortening the
Yeah.
game, and that's what
Mhm.
the major league. They want to shorten the games, right? So they did it at single A and double A, and I think that's the number one goal here is to shorten the games up. So
Well, let me actually entice you into um, a thought that I have going into my head right now. So you know how in the Western world, people are accustomed to using, like in the bathroom, one of the customary things to use is a commode. Basically, the thing that's basically 2.5 to 3 foot off the ground. I know this is a little TMI, guys, but stay with me. I promise you, this will get very scientifically interesting. How many of you guys have seen a picture of a toilet that's been used in most Asian countries? It's basically got two pedestals where you put your feet down and the hole is in the ground and there is no flush. I hate to get very descriptive, but this is the best we can do for the hot topic at discussion. Here's where I'm going with the point. You want to teach people how to catch in baseball, you got to get them to sit down and get their balancing on that too. That being said, you know how most professional sports are moving to the Asian countries, NBA being one of them, to move to China and I think there's a whole impact on how India is getting exposure to the game. This would be one of the things MLB should look into is see if people can actually maintain their center of balance on an ancient Indian toilet bowl and play catcher. Because if you go Google a picture of an older Indian toilet bowl, you will see people have to squat down on there like they're playing catcher. The position is practically the same.
that's an interesting point. And that's actually a good point too. Different type of
Mhm.
these are very fundamentally sound sports nations too. I mean, it's you know what's crazy? You just reminded me. So I used to run track competitively, right? Competitive runner in New York called the Armory, up at 160 in Washington Heights.
Yeah.
And you used to go down to and this was when I was in high school and college.
Mhm.
You sat down on the toilet. There was no doors, no stalls everywhere, so you could see across from you taking a dump, and I'm taking a dump. So like, and you're like, it's like so, and we could essentially have a catch on the ball because there was nothing covering. So, after that, there was a lot of complaints, so they had to wind up putting doors up. But you just reminded me of that because again, like, and it's again, if you're staying down in a different position, like even a squatting position, and doing different drills and stuff like that, and whatever it might be, again, learning the different fundamentals of sport, learning how to do things a different way, learning how to do things from a different position you're not used to. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting, man. But, I'm actually going to wrap this up because I think my wife might need my help upstairs. So I can't thank you enough for coming on, and this was a very fun conversation, man. So you're welcome to come back as well if you like. You know, you're always welcome, bro. But man, thank you all for coming out. Hit the likes on the way out there if you haven't done that yet. And Judge Lowe strikes. It's like a epidemic, Texas. It's ridiculous. He gets strikes called on his ankle. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's AFS, Angel Fernandez syndrome. So
every time I'm on a Facebook game live chat, and every time something like that happens, I always go instinctively looking for the Boone GIF. That's ball 5. It's fucking low.
he's like that. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, and I look for the GIF when he's like all in the umpire's face, and it's like, my batters have got you down, man. You better pack this shit up together now.
Yeah.
You're having a bad day.
I like tantrums, Boone tantrums. I like them. I enjoy them actually. I wish he had them more often. So we need a little bit of Billy Martin in Boone and a little bit of Lou Piniella in Boone sometimes. Where they're kicking the dirt and just
might as well bring Earl Weaver in there. I mean, you brought Lou Piniella kicking up the bases.
Yeah,
you know.
And
Lloyd McClendon,
Larry Bow, McClendon, yeah.
Bow I could deal with, but McClendon, maybe.
Bow was nuts. He was fun. But guys, let me thank you. Really, thanks
Yeah.
guys for coming on. Everybody in the chat, shout out to always appreciate you coming on. Love and support. Please support Fort Training Express as well. And let's have the conversation. So this was our live stream. So I'm glad you guys came on.
Yeah.
And and guys, remember, we do this once a month for those members that are still on. We do members only. So any members they're welcome to come on and do this with us. So we'll have some. You guys gave me some good names. I'm actually going to reach out to Rich Eisen tonight. So we'll see if we can get him on. And I'm going to reach out to people too. But peace and love to everybody. Have a great weekend. Hope you all enjoy the football tomorrow too. And we'll talk to you all next time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an 80s rematch, San Fran Cincy.
That'd be a good one.
All
All right, guys.
right.
Appreciate you.
Peace.